people. Welcome to Kimbaskrafts. My name is Kim, and if you're new here, hello, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, guys. Love you. We are here with a Whip and Chat, WIP, Whip Work in Progress. And if you're new to diamond painting and you're doing some research and you're like, what the heck is a Whip and Chat? It's when I pull out one of my diamond paintings that I'm working on, a current whip or work in progress, and I diamond paint it while I chat and talk to you. So feel free to work on one of your whips. Sometimes it's just a big bumble of blah. And sometimes it can be funny, and sometimes it can be, I don't know, all different things. Who knows? But here's my coffee. I worked last night. I have to work tonight, and I thought I want to do this little square here, and why not do a little whip and chat with it? I actually was trying to do this whip and chat yesterday. What is my dog doing? I have a pug. She's going to be part of today's whip and chat. All right, so before I start, let's just talk about all my things. And my whip is from a new company called Calming Canvas Designs, and it is called Sleeping Wolf by Daphne Populars. And yeah, you can see, this is my first row because I always start at the top and then I push away as I go up. And so I'm on my last square of the top row. And this is what I have done so far. And I think you can probably see all these ABs in here. It's insane. They gave 5,444 ABs of 820. So I've been using quite a few ABs, and I've been really enjoying this. So I finished my one canvas and I pulled this one out, and I started working on this, and I'm really excited about it, So I thought, let me do a whip and chat with you guys. The drills are round drills, and I have it kitted up in my Craftmates Lockables. And I love this storage system. All these rows of containers go into this like binder, and I am always kitted up in one of mine. I have two, and I think I'm always utilizing one. So I really enjoy this kit up system. I have my DP Gal creation trays here. I have all different colors. I pulled this little guy out. This is a size small of her trays. And I don't usually use this one, but it's funny how you go through phases. I guess like anything else, you know. I guess if you're like a crocheter, you're probably like using certain yarns when you go through a phase. And my go-to is the medium-sized tray. Here's the difference in the sizes. But I've really been enjoying this tray, and it's kind of cool because it's orange, and the majority of these colors are dark, so it looks really good against the orange. And then I've been using, not this one, all of these for my pens, and these happen to be all Amazon pens. So this is my main pen that I'm using, which is why it has the metal single placer tip on it. And for some reason, I love metal multi-placers, but because they're rounds, the metal multiplacers I'm using seem to be a little too wide for my liking. So I went back to the plastic tips to use for the round drills. We'll see how that feels. You know, it's like it's whatever you like on that, whatever painting, right? I have my pen cutter here, my ceramic pen cutter, and I got this off of Amazon as well. And this is what I do. I use my washi on the bottom, and then I cut through my cover sheet along the washi tape, and then I just pull it off. So this is the square that I'll be doing. I have my light pad on underneath. This is what it looks like with the light pad on. And I usually would be utilizing this, but I'm going to try without it because I think it changes the color for you guys just a little too much. And currently this is my trash container situation here. It's just an old peanut lid that's been kind of hanging with me for quite some time now. So let's go ahead and pick out a color. And I've been starting with, I usually start with the dark colors first. And so we're just going to do 939, which is this spade symbol here. And yeah, let's just dump a bunch in there. So I hope everybody's having a good day. It is really beautiful out. It's very warm, unseasonably warm. I know my patient had the news on in his room, and they were saying it's like the hottest recorded September since like 1800s or something crazy like that. I wasn't listening entirely, but yeah, he was like, that's hot. So yeah, it's pretty hot out. I think we're probably using our air conditioners a little more than we expected to be at this point. But I'm going to tell you this. Okay, well, first of all, I tried to do this whip and chat yesterday. And then as soon as I started recording, Bob, like, since he like signals to me that he's going to start playing the drums. And then he sees the phone and he was like, oh, I'll wait till you're done. And I'm like, well, I just started, and these things, you know, they go for a minute. Don't get me started. And he was like, I'll wait. And I felt bad because it's like, I feel like it's not fair to say you can't do your hobby because I'm doing my hobby. And he had worked the last few days. And so I was like, no, I'll record later. But I had to work last night. And he was like, are you sure? He's like, okay. So he started playing the drums. And I was like, you know what? Let me try to record while he's playing the drums. And I recorded some. And then I was like, let me play this back to make sure we can't hear music. And honestly, I don't think you can hear music enough where it would flag my video. But I was like, I don't know. I just didn't feel comfortable. I don't want to get a copyright hit. So I decided to just shut it down. And I'm like, I'll just wait till he's done. And then I'll tell you, I laid down with it's a story, guys. It's a story. Okay. It didn't happen. Let's just put it that way. I wasn't able to record my whip and chat yesterday. And then I had to go to work. So it was this square too. So I literally didn't do any diamond painting yesterday. And I should still be sleeping, but whenever I don't do any diamond painting for a day, I'm really jonesing. So I woke up and I was like, I want to diamond paint. And so I got up. I have to go back to work tonight, but that's the thing about working nights, is I can just go back to sleep for, you know, a couple hours before work. So, I don't know, guys. Like, people don't stay on nights. They always, like, as soon as an opening happens for day shift, they jump on it, you know. And a majority of them, it's because they say that they can't sleep during the day. Well, my body does not care what time it is. If you're going to give it some rest and relaxation, it's going to take it. So I don't have a problem sleeping during the day, during the evening, during the night, during the morning. It doesn't care. My body's just like, oh, you're gonna let me close my eyes and go to sleep? Thank you. Like, Bob used to say to me, I can't put my head all the way over there, so I'm just lifting it up. But I feel like I'm talking slow like this, like, because I just woke up. But Bob used to say to me, man, you could be in the Guinness World Book of Records for the fastest fall asleeper. Is that a category? Because I do think I could win that. Literally within seconds. I mean, even faster than the pug. And I feel like that's saying something, you know? I feel like I'm gonna have to move you guys, because I don't like this not being able to see where I'm putting my drills. All right, so I'm like, I feel like maybe I should just go back to bed, because I'm forgetting what I'm doing in literally 2 seconds. But what I was going to say is, I got on that. I have nothing scripted, so whatever comes out of this mouth, that's what happens today. I didn't write anything down. I don't have a list. Sometimes I'll write a list down if I don't want to forget things, because I tend to forget a lot of things. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot to tell them that. But I want to talk about this day shift thing. So, has anybody worked nights in their lifetime? And was your body able to adjust? There's this one girl at my job who really, really gave it a go to stick on nights, but she felt nauseous every time she worked. At some point during the night, she even on multiple shifts a month would throw up. And so, like, she could not drink coffee before her shifts. And then she got a script for Zofran to help with the nausea. Like, that is some serious stuff right there. I couldn't stay on nights if I was constantly feeling nauseous. But, like, that's crazy. Like, her body just could not take it. And I don't know. I've never had a problem. But yeah, she switched to days and she's been fine. She has been fine. Ever since, she's like, I can drink my coffee again. She comes in every morning and she's just like enjoying her coffee. Because I couldn't handle that either. Not being able to drink my coffee, that would really upset me. And honestly, I couldn't handle being nauseous all the time either. That would be the end of night shift for me too. But so people would say, you know, oh, I just feel like I can do more when I work nights. The idea of working days to me just sounds like, I mean, because I did a regular banker's hour shifts as a nurse in an office, in a cardiology office. So I did Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and I hated it because you know, after work I would go work out. There was no way I was getting up in the morning to work out. Like, no, I couldn't do that. I couldn't get up earlier because I'm not a morning person like that. So I did know a girl that at the office who would get up before her shift at like, I mean, let me think. So I had to get up at like 7:30 to get ready and drive to my, so I would have had to get up at like 5. Yeah, she would get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, which that's what nurses have to do because they have to be in at work at 7. So 5 o'clock for me, that's still like, that's like midnight in my mind because I've been night so long. But I am not seeing 5 o'clock in the morning unless I didn't go to sleep. Or something absolutely dramatic is happening and I need to get up. Like, you know, somebody's having surgery or I need to catch a flight. Like, there have been times when Bob and I would go down to Florida to see his family and we would have a very early flight and I would freaking not sleep. I would clean and then, you know, stay up and clean and then get on the flight and sleep on the flight. Yeah, it's too early for me. So anyway, I feel like for me, working nighttime, you get so much more time to do things. I don't feel like I'm making a whole lot of sense here, and I'm not quite sure why, so let me just try to put my thoughts together. Okay, so for instance, I feel like when you work day shift, that's all you're doing that day. Okay, you are getting up early, like really early before the sun gets up. You are getting ready, you're going to work. You're working your entire day, so 7 A to 7 P. And then when you're done giving report and you clock out at 7:30, you drive home like it's close to 8 o'clock. I mean, for me, it would be like anywhere from 8 to 8:30 that I would get home, right? You shower, and then you're up long enough to maybe eat some dinner, right? Have like a meal or something and do whatever with your family, like, and then you're going back to bed, right? But for me, working nights, I I just lose more sleep. Yes, I sleep yet less. Because I'll come home from my night shift at 8:30 in the morning or whatever, 8:30 in the morning, and then shower, and then I would sleep, and I would only sleep for like 3 to 5 hours, usually more than that. I mean, usually on the 5-hour side of it, and then I would get up and I would do something, whether it be go to the gym, diamond paint, but I would get up, you know, I could even do some laundry. Like, I would utilize some of my day, and I would stay up till like 4 o'clock, right? And then I would lay down for an 1.5 hour nap, and then I would get up and I would go to work. I would get up and get ready and go to work. So I feel like you get more time. Even though you're sleeping less, you get more time. And you could do that with day shift, but I never felt like I could stay up really late, like 1 o'clock, go to bed, and then come to work. And I would never wake up early. So I think that's where I would lose the time, because there's no way I was waking up early. I didn't have that in me. So yeah, I feel like there's more. So if like I used to do 5-6 days in the gym, there's no way I could do that if I worked days. There's no way. Because the 3 days that I'm working and any overtime is strictly 3 days of working. That's pretty much all I'm getting done. And then when I worked in the office, I was really into CrossFit at the time. So I would hit the CrossFit gym on the way home. I would hit the 6 o'clock class, I think it was. I think it was 6 o'clock. I can't remember now. That's how long ago it's been. And I would do the class, and then that would last till 7. Then I would drive home and eat. And yeah, I wouldn't get home until 7:30, if not later, every night. So that's your whole day. Now, I haven't done anything at home. I haven't cleaned. I haven't washed a dish. I haven't cooked. And that was 5 days a week. That was awful. Yeah, I didn't like that. I really am spoiled with... Oh my God, did you see what I just did? I'm so busy looking at the canvas, like, what's the next color I'm going to get? So I think another thing you're learning is, even though I'm awake and up, I'm not the most functional. But still, I still get to utilize some of my day. I don't care. Oh my gosh. Wait, oh no, you don't belong there. Come here. Neither do you. All right, I'm going to turn my light pad on just to see what is happening. Oh, yeah, I am not making it in these circles at all. I have to keep my light pad on. That was a mistake. Yeah, I gotta keep my light pad on. I hope that this isn't hard to look at. But these are not where they're supposed to be. I see white underneath of them. Let me just fix these guys. So yeah, that's why I like night shift. I like night shift because I do feel like, and then I do understand this argument. People are like, because I get, you know, my whole day off. So like tonight I'll work into my day off tomorrow, which I understand. Like, yeah, you do get 4 full days off. So that is nice. Where you wake up and that whole day is just your day off. But, you know, everything has goods and bads. And you just have to figure out what is the better good for you. And I personally enjoy being able to, in my mind, utilize every day. Now, when I had kids, and it's funny because a lot of people, not when I had kids, I still have kids, but they're not kids, they're adult kids. But when my kids were younger, I still felt like nights were way better for me as a parent than days, you know. And it just depends on, you know, there's some parents, there's some people who are like, I can't do nights, I have kids. And I'm like, I have kids. And I feel like that's why I do nights. So it's just a different way of looking at it, right? For me, my kids, they would have to get on the bus at like 6:30 or, you know, something along those lines. And if I worked days, I would already have to be on the road to work. So I wouldn't see them in the morning to get them on the bus, right? And then I would be at work until almost 8 o'clock. So by the time I got home, they had been home for hours already. And probably already had dinner. And, you know, I guess depending on how old they were, I would only have a little bit of time to spend with them before they would have to go back to bed. Whereas when I worked nights, I could get them on the bus, right? And then, unless I worked, if I worked that night before, obviously I would get home after they left for school, and then I would just go to sleep. And then as soon as they came home, they would wake me up. And my daughter sometimes, you know, by the time she hit like 5th grade, she would literally make a cup of coffee. As soon as she walked in the door from the bus, she would go right over to the Keurig, pop a pod in there, and she would come up with a cup of coffee for me. And it would immediately, obviously, I would like wake up smelling this coffee. And she'd say, you know, can we go to Starbucks today? And, you know, sometimes I had to go back to work that night. But I would, you know, open my eyes, take a couple sips, and then I would get up and I would hang out with them. Take them here, take them there, even if I had to work. Go to the nail salon, get our nails done, and then I would go home and take a nap and then go back to work that night. So I just lost a lot of sleep, but at least I was there when they got off the bus. I got to see them for a few hours, eat dinner with them. Then I would go to work completely sleep deprived, but, you know, if I worked day shift, I didn't see them off the bus. I didn't see them until after they did, you know what I mean? Like, so for me, I felt like it was just a matter of like sleep sacrifice. And I did that for 9 years while they were little. And it worked for me. Where I felt like if I worked days, there'd just be 3 days of that week that I just had to accept the fact that I wasn't going to see my kids. You know, so I don't know. I personally, that's why I did night shift. And now I like it. I'm a night owl. All right. So I don't know how I got on that, but that was just random. I wanted to talk to you guys about some things. So let's just do updates. Bob is doing well. He's doing well, working and doing his thing, drumming. He had a jam sesh. Oh yeah, okay, so he had a jam sesh. He had his buddies from work, 2 guys, come over and jam with him. And one guy is a professional guitar player. He used to be in a band. And so he can like do full guitar solos and just like really kick it out. And Bob has been working on getting them over here for quite some time. He was really excited. On my way home from work, I stopped and got stuff to make like a dip and pick up sodas for them and chips and stuff. And I was supposed to go out with my work friends for dinner. I didn't even tell Bob about it. And I ended up canceling because I wanted to hang out and watch them or hear them. And I didn't hang out in the living room because this is the first time they were having it. And the one kid is younger and he's just learning. And I didn't want to make anybody nervous or anything. Like, I just wanted them to enjoy and have a good time. And they did. But it was funny because Bob had been asking the one guy, as soon as he found out he played guitar, he's like, oh, I have drums in my living room, and you should come over and jam with me. And the guy was like, nah, I'm good. And so then he was working on him for months. He'd come home and he was like, I think I got him. And, so slowly the guy would come over and he'd be like, so, when you play, do you play very loud? Because I don't like to play very loud anymore. And Bob's like, no, I have, I can't play that loud. I live in a retirement community, so I got to be respectful of my neighbors and stuff. And he's like, okay. And then he'd come home and he'd like, yeah, I think I got him. And then the guy would come over and say, so what songs do you know? I like this, and can you play this? And so every day he'd come home and be like, yeah, he was asking me more questions. I'm reeling him in, Kim. And so, yeah, eventually the guy they made a plan, and the younger kid is learning guitar. So they said, okay, well, you can be the rhythm guitarist and just play like, chords and play the rhythm in the background. And the other guy would be the lead guitarist. And then Bob would play the drums. And so they just, they had a little jam sesh. They had fun. They did it for a few hours. And then next thing I know, Bob's calling me in. Hey, Kimba, you're going to make some money. And I was like, huh? So I go out there. Now, remember when I did Where the Fun Never Ends by Mandy Manzano and Diamond Art Club? Well, I still have that hanging up out in my kitchen on the cabinet. I still have that hanging up for my son. He has seen it multiple times. And he told me he doesn't really know where he's going to hang it up on his wall. And he's really working towards this program so that he can get a good job and, become independent and move out and get his own place and stuff. So he definitely would take it when he gets his own place. But so I still have it hanging there. I want to seal a couple other diamond, like not as large or expensive diamond paintings, just to see how the sealing goes, and then frame that one. Well, I only want to seal it if I don't put it behind glass. If I put it behind glass or plexiglass, then I'm not going to seal it. But if I don't, then I want to seal it just to keep dust out of the, because it's a round drilled diamond painting and all. So it's been hanging there because I haven't done anything with it, basically, right? And he at the end of the session, this kid, because this kid's young, he's like in his early 20s, he says to Bob, he's like, what is that? And he points to my diamond. And he's like, oh, that's, my wife does those. That's what she's doing now, because I was in the craft room. And he was like, he's like, is she doing anything with that? Because I would pay her like $500 for that thing. Talking about where the fun never ends. And he's like, what? And he said that his sister, and eventually he told me when I went out there, that's her favorite cartoon. And so that's when Bob's like, hey, you're going to make some money. Come here. So I go out there and he asks me, am I selling that? And I was like, oh, that's for my son. And Bob's like, oh, he wants to pay you $500 for that thing. And I was like, $500? I was like, I would never take $500 from you. And he was like, oh, but, yeah, I really want to buy it from you. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I finished it quite a while ago. Excuse me. And, if my son does not want it, I will give it to you. And he was like, well, I want to pay you for it. And I said, it's okay. Okay, here's the thing, guys. This kid is a good kid. He works hard. He works in a supermarket, and he's a go-getter. Like, he took a little charge position during the night crew and stuff. And he's young, and it's hard out there. It's too hard out there to be taking advantage of some young kid, who's trying to do good in life and stuff. I'm not taking $500 from this kid. Like, no. So I told him, like, no, if my son does not want this, I will gladly give this to you so you can give it to your sister. Wait, hold on. I gotta blow my nose now. That sneeze. Okay. And then he said, like, the main character, Finn, the human, and Jake, the dog, that she named her son after Finn. She named his nephew Finn. So I was like, that's so cute. Of course, that's so cute. And see, sometimes, because there's a G and there's a squiggly, and they're very similar in color. And when I turn the light off, I can really distinguish them. But then I'm afraid I'm not putting it in the right spot. Okay, I think I'm done this color. I think I'm done. No, there's a G. So I said, if my son wants it, I would make you one. But I would just ask that, you bought the kit. That's all. You don't need to pay me. I had a lot of fun doing this one. I wouldn't mind doing it again. I would do it for you. But I don't really want to buy the kit again. And he's like, oh, yeah. And so, after he left, I called my son and I asked him, do you really want this? Because if not, I'm just going to give it to this kid, you know. And then he's thinking it's a little kid, and he's feeling bad, and he's like, and I said, no, it's for his sister, who's an adult, because she has a child who she named Finn. And he was like, oh, well then no, I want it. Yeah, I like to keep the things you made me. So when he was little, when my kids were little, I made them, I crocheted them matching elephants. Not matching elephants, but I crocheted them each an elephant. The boy elephant had a bow tie and a pair of pants. And the girl elephant had a ballet outfit on. And so he was like, you know, I have your elephant, and then I made them each a blanket. I crocheted them each a blanket, and he still uses that to this day. So, yeah, he was like, I like to keep the things you made me, and you made that for me. And he was like, I mean, I could make room on my wall. You know, I was just going to take it for when I get an apartment. But if I have to, I could make room. I said, no, I don't mind holding on to it. I just wanted to know because, you know, if not, it's fine. I could give it to this kid. So long story short, my son wants it. He's like, you made that for me. I want that. And I said, that's fine. So, you know, I'm looking for a frame for it. So I'm trying to find a frame that's not going to cost like $600 for this thing because it's huge, right? And so Bob went in and said, listen, it's $65 if she's more than willing to make you another one. He's like, I still want to give her money for making it. And he's like, she's not going to take money, dude. So if you want it, just give me $60 or whatever, and when it comes back in stock, she'll buy it and she'll do it for you. So he gave him $80. Bob comes home with $80. And so I have this $80 sitting here waiting for it to restock. So as soon as it restocks, I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to grab, I really hope the other one that I want restocks with it. Because that's the problem. When you want to, they're not always in stock together, which is frustrating. So there's a couple that I have marked, and I'm just waiting for restocks. It would have been awesome if they restocked during that buy one, get one 50, but no. Not so lucky. All right, I'm going to do the ABs. I usually like to keep the ABs for last, but they're really sticking out, and it's going to help me see everything that much better. So let's just get the ABs done with. So I'm going to switch my pens because I like to use the wax with the ABs, which is why I have so many pens here. And so let's see these gorgeous ABs. And again, if you're new to diamond painting, this is what an AB looks like. Look at that. Look at those sparkly, iridescent drills. All right, let's see how this goes. All right, so I have a job to do for someone, diamond painting related. And yes, I have a lot of diamond painting things on my plate right now. And you know, obviously when I do get that, it will become kind of a priority. It'd be nice if I could do it for him to give to her for, I don't know if that's his plans. Maybe they don't even celebrate Christmas. I'm just making complete assumptions here. But yeah, as soon as it comes back in stock, you'll be seeing me kit that one up again. Because I'm going to do it for this kid. And I think that's so cute. Like, how sweet is that he cares about his sister that much? He's willing to throw down $500 to give her this gift. I just think that's so cute and really sweet. All right, so, and it made me think, you know what, maybe I should frame these and try to sell them at a fair or something. wonder, has anybody ever tried to sell their stuff at a craft fair? Or like a flea market or something like that? But between the cost of framing, I mean, unless you get a really cheap frame from like, what's it called? Like if you go to garage sale and you remove a picture and then you don't really pay a whole lot, $10. And I don't know, you sell it for, it seems like a lot of money, but like $100, it's really not, considering the time that you spend on it. But you still get the joy of diamond painting, but you recoup some of your money, is how I look at it. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I thought that was nice that he wanted to do that for his sister. So that will be coming up as soon as Diamond Art Club restocks. And that's the updates with Bob. So he's been doing okay. Still has his bad moments. My stepdad, I talked to my mom yesterday. He's doing well, and he starts chemo today. So yeah, it took that long to get the chemo all squared away. But he starts chemo, first chemo session since, geez, it's been so long. I don't even know. What month are we in? June, I think. I can't remember, but it's been a long time. He's getting his first chemo session today, so really excited about that. Get him back on progress with that. Doing well, the foot's healing well, but man, when it rains, it pours. And I told you guys, all of a sudden his key fob didn't work. So the one day I take them, my mom drives his truck, and I drive and I meet them over at the dealership. He drops it off to have them look at it. And when he gets the call, it's like $5,000 or $6,000 worth of repairs to do. And this motor's out, this motor's out, this, and there's water on, I don't even know. It's like all these, they say all these problems are with this car. And it's not even worth like $5,000. So he ended up having to get a new car, and not a brand new car, but he had to like trade it in. They gave him so much money for that car. It wasn't something that they planned to have to do financially right now. So that was, and he's allowed to drive. So the foot doctor said very short distances. So my mom said he finally was able to take himself to church on Sunday. So good for him, because that's all going to help mentally for him, right? So yeah, let's see how he does with chemo. He did really well last time until this foot thing. So hoping he responds the same way. I'll talk to my mom tomorrow, probably. And then, tomorrow my mom, she's going to bring me spam risk. We don't talk to spam. Tomorrow my mom said she's going to bring me some, it's called nyangmen. And I'll put a picture of what that looks like. That's a Korean cold noodle dish. And I love nyangmen. It's a popular Korean dish to eat during summer. I was like, wow, it's kind of late for you guys to be, her church will make yangmen and sell it by the bowl. I'm like, why is your church making yangmen so late? And she's like, her pastor wanted it. So, pastor, why am I calling him a pasture? No, he's not a pastor. Her pastor wanted it. And so they made yangmen to sell. It's so good. If you like cold soups, it's got the craziest broth flavor. And she knows I love it, so she's going to bring me over some of that tomorrow. So I'll see how he did today. And then, let's see. So those are, my son's doing good. My daughter's doing good. She got a second job. She's been like, she's a little social butterfly. Every time she's home, she's like, I'm going to North Carolina. I'm going here. I'm going. She's just all over the place. I ain't never lived a life like that. But now she needs to make some money. So she got a second job. I was like, you need to stop going on vacations and just like, you know, work a full schedule for a couple months. And she's like, well, summer's over, so that's going to happen. And she went and got a second job. So she's doing well, and she's going to go to real estate school. I'm trying to talk her into, I mean, I think she'd be awesome at real estate, but I also feel like she's right. Like, I don't know, like, you know, you got to worry about health insurance. I don't know how that works for them. She would have to talk to someone. Like, does she have to get her own health insurance? Probably costs expensive, high deductibles, like all the things you got to worry about as an adult. Ugh. So she's like, are you going to kick me off your health insurance when I turn 26? I'm like, I'm not going to kick you off, but New Jersey is. She's like, what? And I said, yeah, that's not my choice. I'm only allowed to cover you till you're 26. So I still told her, I was like, I think what you said about doing radiology, that's a good gig. I think radiology would be a good gig. Because they make a decent pay, and they come in during the emergencies. They, you know, snap an x-ray and they leave. They don't like have to do anything but get the picture. So let's see. She wants to go to real estate school, so I just, the only other thing about it, other than insurance, is it just relies so much on the market and what the market's doing. So you would have to plan accordingly with your finances to always be ready to, you know, understand that you might not be making good money that year. And I think that's kind of hard to plan your life like that. But anyway, so my daughter's doing good. Now, here's the story. So my dog, Soju. Oh my God. I was so scared, guys. I was so scared. She's going to be 13 in November. She was actually born on my birthday. And so she's, you know, an older dog. And she's had arthritis for a few years now. And she's been on medication, daily meds for it. And it works. It works really well for her. And it's always been her front paw. Her front paw, like, if she doesn't get her meds, like when we were up in North Jersey for Bob's surgery, because my daughter's schedule's so crazy, working until 1 in the morning sometimes and stuff, her med schedule got all messed up. And when I came back, like, her paw was, you know, it hurt a lot and stuff, and she couldn't put a lot of pressure on it until I got her back on her med schedule. And then after a few days of her taking it consistently at the same time, it went away. So she definitely needs it, right? So, and her front paw hasn't been an issue since she's been on these daily meds, except, you know, if she doesn't get it for some reason. Like if we run out and we can't get to the vet for a couple days, then you can see her limp a little bit. So it doesn't take much. It just takes a couple doses that she doesn't get it. But so on Sunday, I was off Sunday. It was my anniversary, and then Monday was Labor Day. On Sunday, Bob and I, we got takeout, we got Italian food. He picked the place, and you know, we got desserts or whatever. And I did a lot of cleaning, a lot. He was like, "Why are you cleaning? This is your relaxed day." And I was like, this does relax me when the house is not a mess anymore. And I'm like, it's just gonna weigh me down all day. So I went on this huge cleaning binge. I love it when the house is just like, all the chores are done, and then I can relax. And I can't fully relax until all the chores are done. So I had a ton of laundry to do. You know, I swept the floors, mopped the floors, Cloroxed around the baseboards, did all, like, vacuumed. I did some deep cleaning along with some, you know, basic cleaning. Did all the things, right? And whenever I go on a binge like that, it also means that I'm washing all the bedding. Our bedding, the dog's bedding, blankets, the blankets we use in the living room. And then I'm also bathing her, clipping her nails. And she used to like run from me, but she didn't do that this time. This time, like, you know, I just took care of her, and she seemed she liked it. In fact, afterwards, I gave her a stick, because she knows she gets a stick. So I clipped her nails, I bathed her, scrubbed her down, and gave her a stick. And she followed me from room to room as I was cleaning. She wanted to be in the same room with me and ate her stick. So I was like, you just love it. You must feel so good after that bath. Like, I was like, you're just in love with mommy today. And like, all her bedding was clean. So now I'm switching back to my Gorilla Putty one, because it's a regular drill. These are regular drills. So she seemed super happy. She was, you know, rambunctious and all that. And then Bob had to work that night. So before work, he always takes her out for me, because I don't like to go out at night. And so he takes her off the couch from me, and he puts her on the ground, and he's like, come on, let's go outside. And she literally, like, falls over. And he's like, come on. And she tries to stand up, and her back legs just collapse from under her, and she can't walk. Like, I'm like, what the heck is wrong with her? So, like, I get out of the chair, and, you know, I try to help her stand up, and her legs just, like, her legs were completely weak. They could not hold her. And I'm looking at Bob, and so, like, I carry her outside, and she's trying to walk on the grass. She can't. She just falls over. And I'm like, what the heck? So he had to leave. He had to go to work. Like, he literally takes her out, usually with two. So he left, and I'm like out in the yard with her trying to get her to walk, and she can't walk. So I take her inside, and I guess like half an hour later, I take her outside, and she was actually able to kind of stand up and walk a couple steps to pee. So then she pees, and I take her back inside. Wait, let me make sure I'm getting this story right. Okay, yeah. So I take her back inside, and I'm like really upset. So and I'm texting Bob updates. I'm like, so she was able to walk a little bit and like pee a little bit. We're going to bed early, so we go to bed. And that night, we have 2 pain meds for her. The one that she gets every day, and then we have a breakthrough one where it's called gabapentin. And I talked about this before because my neurologist, my headache doctor, wanted to prescribe it to me. But the vet had prescribed it, 3 times a day as needed for pain. So if she's getting her med and her front paw still shows pain, then we can give her that for breakthrough. But we have not had to use it. Okay, we have not had to use it. So we have that. It's like written. She can have one every 8 to 12 hours, up to 3 times a day. So I'm like with her, and I'm thinking maybe, she hurt her hip or something. Maybe I should give her some of the gabapentin. Maybe it's the arthritis. So I do. I give her a gabapentin. We go to sleep that Sunday night into Monday. The next day, Bob comes home from work that morning, and we take her outside, and she's stumbling a little bit, but she's definitely walking better. And we're like, oh my God, yeah, she must have hurt her hip. We don't know when or how, but we're like, she must have hurt her hip, and that gabapentin's taken the pain away enough. So she stumbles around. She goes to the bathroom. She actually pooped twice, and one of the last bowel movement, it was like a little looser, and Bob went out to pick it up, and he's like, it's pretty loose. And I said, yeah, that the first bowel movement she had was not, and so we're like, well, he's like, we got to keep an eye on that. So then that day, it was like sometimes she could walk no problem, and she seemed completely normal. And then sometimes like her leg would give out. So it really looked like an injury. So like I'm texting my daughter. I'm like, hey, she didn't happen to jump off your bed or anything by accident, did she? And she's like, no. And so I'm telling her, it seems like she's got some kind of injury or something. Like I don't really know what's going on. She can't really, sometimes her leg seems to be hurting. And so then people are like, well, maybe she, I'm just going to take this down. Maybe she, let's see if this works. Maybe she, was, when she sleeps on it, it falls asleep, and so then you know how that happens to humans. And I'm like, maybe, I don't know, and so Sunday it seemed like it was like sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't. And then Monday. So now we're on Labor Day, right? Sunday night to Monday. And then after she went to the bathroom in the morning and she was walking, she didn't want to eat her breakfast. So I actually hand fed it. Like I took a little bit out of the bowl and because she walked away from her bowl and she went and laid down. So I took the bowl over to her because now it had her regular medicine in it, right? And I tried to put the bowl under her and she didn't want to take it. She just like turned her head. So I took a little bit of the food and I put it like near her mouth and she smelled it and she took it out of my hand. And so then I just started feeding her and she was eating it, no problem. Then she's like eating it out of my hand. So I hand fed her whole breakfast Monday morning. And then like Monday on and off, like sometimes it looked like she was having a little harder time to walk. Sometimes it looked like she was fine. She ate dinner completely fine. Like it seemed like she was really over whatever it was. So I said to Bob, we should give her another gabapentin just in case, it seemed like it helped, just in case she still has a little remnants of whatever she did to her hip. So we give her another gabapentin. She takes that no problem. It makes her a little loopy, makes her tired. So then he had to go back to work Monday night. I was home. And again, and on Monday, my daughter and I actually went shopping. We had like a little girls' day because she was doing better. And Bob stayed home with her. And then we came home and we hung out together. And after we were done hanging out, I was like, I'm just going to go to bed. And I took her to bed. So I take her to bed. She seems a lot better. But still a little off. Like I was worried all day. Oh my God, I almost dropped this. I was worried all day. Like my daughter was trying to distract me and I would just be like, I'm so worried about the dog. And she's like, you're not distracted at all. I've been talking to you. I'm like, I'm just so worried. I'm just so worried. So, now we're Monday night into Tuesday morning. And we went to bed early. She sleeps in the bed with me. And all of a sudden, I wake up with a start because I smell poop. Like strong. And I just like, out of a deep sleep, I just like wake up. And I look over and she had diarrhea all over our bed. And she's looking at me. Her ears are down. Like, and I'm like, oh no. And so I take her and I get her off the bed and I go to strip the bed because I just didn't want it to get into the mattress, So I start taking the sheets off. So it got on the duvet and I just took the duvet cover off and I washed it. And then it got on some of the bed sheet. It didn't get on any of the fuzzy blankets or the pillows or anything like that. So I'm stripping the bed, and just because I don't want it to seep into the mattress. So I get everything. I take the mattress topper off. I get everything off the bed. I throw anything that had poop on it in the middle of the hallway. And I go to find her because I'm like, I don't know if she still has to go more. And she did go a little bit on the living room, the new living room carpet. But I just take her outside and she did have to go more diarrhea. So when she relieved herself and she looked more comfortable, I brought her back in, and then I go over. Nothing got on the mattress, thank God. I throw the mattress cover. Nothing was on the mattress cover, but I throw that in the wash. And I'm looking at the bed sheet and the duvet cover. And I'm just like, how the heck what am I going to do with this stuff? So I'm like looking at it. And I deal with poop all the time. I'm an ICU nurse. But not with my own sheets and washing machine. So I'm just staring at it like I don't even know where to begin. So guys, I literally just took the duvet cover and threw it away, took the bed sheet, threw it away. I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to salvage this. Like, I just threw it out. They were old. It was so funny because, well, none of it was funny at the time, but it was ironic because I washed all this bedding on Sunday, and when I was putting the duvet cover back on the duvet, it's missing, like, it was missing 4 buttons, and I said to myself, I think it's time for a new duvet cover. So, yeah, Soju made that happen sooner than later. So I threw all that out, and I just got a new clean, I washed the mattress cover, and I just got a bunch of towels, and I laid it on the sofa, and I took her out, and we slept on the sofa the rest of the night. And then I just got up every couple hours, and I took her out to see if she had to go again. And the walking did not seem to be an issue at all anymore. So she did have more diarrhea. So then we woke up because all that happened overnight, and I was doing laundry at night and all that stuff, we finally woke up at like noon, and I had to work yesterday. So we wake up at noon, I take her out. She had more diarrhea. So we call the vet. I tell the vet what happened, and Bob was going to take her to the vet. And they said that they did not have any appointments until Thursday. And I was like, I'm thinking, are you serious? What is wrong with, like, doctors not having appointments to see their patients ever? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, even vets now. So I was like, well, what are we supposed to do if she gets worse? And, you know, I'm more concerned about the back legs because they weren't completely back to normal. Like, she could get around, but they still would fall out from under her a little bit. So that's what I was really concerned about. You know, and here I am Googling everything, and I'm like, oh my God, she's got Cushing's. Oh my God, she's got Addison's disease. Oh my God, she's got, you know, this. I'm like freaking out, you know. And they were like, well, if she gets worse, you're going to have to take her to the vet hospital. I'm like, okay, well, what's the point of having you then? I don't even understand. But, and they were like, feed her a bland diet for the diarrhea and all this. So I had already made rice for her. So I had rice cooked. Bob ran out to get chicken breast. I boiled her a piece of chicken breast, and that's what we fed her. And then we fed her, and then that's what we fed her. Basically, like more of like lunch. She was not hungry in the morning. I tried to give her a little bit of cottage cheese because that's what it said online to help bind them up. She didn't want that. I tried to give her regular food. She didn't want that. So we boiled the chicken. I mixed it with rice, and she ate that like she hadn't eaten in years. And yeah, ever since then, she's been doing fine. So we're going to cancel the appointment for tomorrow because there's no point in taking her. She's totally back to normal. She's eating. She hasn't had a normal bowel movement yet, but she's not having diarrhea. And she's eating with the same ferocity, the same gumption that she always eats with. She's walking fine, totally fine now. No problems with walking at all. So she's back to her normal Soju self. And, you know, so we're going to cancel that appointment. And this is what we're thinking now. I think it was the stick, guys, that I gave her. I'm thinking that she must have swallowed too much of it whole. Thank God. It's called Dream Bone. So, and it's like a rawhide alternative. So it wasn't rawhide. And so, you know, her body has been breaking it down, and it just took a little longer. Now, as far as the walking part of it, I don't know if, like, this I don't know what it did, but that's what we're thinking. So she's not getting any more of those sticks, even though she freaking loves them. But she tends to, like, chew it down till it's, like, this big and then just swallows it whole. And so we're thinking something happened. It's the only thing that I can think of. I don't know. But she's, or she got a virus and it caused her to, like, lose control of her back legs, and then she passed it with the diarrhea, and now she's better. Either way, she's better. We stopped it. Oh, also, the gabapentin does cause diarrhea in dogs. It said it can cause diarrhea. It's not the most common symptom, but it can cause diarrhea. So we were like, maybe that's what it was. Like, maybe she hurt herself, and we gave the gabapentin, and that helped get her over whatever was hurting her. But it also gave her diarrhea. I don't really know, but all I know is that she is completely back to normal. And I don't really think that she needs to go to the vet now. So we're going to keep feeding her the bland diet, and I made her like a couple days worth. So we're just going to keep giving her that. We're not even giving her treats. We'll just give her a spoonful of that when she goes out. And then we'll go, you know, we'll start mixing her food in it. So I was terrified, guys. I was like crying. Bob said he was like really upset at work because, you know, she's older. And then I'm like texting my friend who lost her dog not too long ago, and she had lost the ability to walk. And I was like, was it sudden? Like, and she said, yeah, it was very sudden. I'm just like, is that what happens? Like, I don't know. I've never had a senior dog, so I was really scared. But she's all better, thank God. And you might hear her snoring in the background now. And then yesterday, I went to record this Wip Chat, and, you know, Bob wanted to play the drums, and because he's been working so much, and he doesn't like to play them when I'm sleeping, so, like, he's limited on when he can play them, and I didn't want to be like, no, I'm doing my craft now. So I let him play, and I didn't know where to take the dog, because we still weren't letting her sleep in the bed. So I couldn't take her out to the sofa because he was in the living room playing the drums. I couldn't record, and so she was sleeping in her bed here. So I just curled up on the floor, and I fell asleep next to her bed. And so she slept in her bed, and I slept on the floor next to her for my nap before work. And I woke up, and then I packed my lunch, and I got ready for work, and I left. But yeah, she's better. So just keep her in your thoughts. I'll update you guys. I'm sure she's over whatever happened. And I think that's it. When my daughter and I went shopping in the mall, she asked me if I wanted to go shopping in the mall, and I hate the mall. I hate the mall. And I don't like shopping. You guys know this. I've said this multiple times. I don't like shopping. I like to order everything so that I don't have to physically go shopping. So I was like, she's like, and then we can go to the gym. And I'm thinking, I could really use a gym session. Like, I could really use some stress relief because I've been so upset about Soju and just stressed out. So I said, and honestly, I don't get to see my daughter that much. She's such a busy bee, and her boyfriend was in Florida. And so I was like excited that she asked to hang out with me. So I was like, okay, yeah, we can go to the mall and we can do this and we can do that. So I go ahead and, but she knows that. She's like, are you excited? I'm like, I hate the mall. And I was like, I really just want to go to the gym. But so we get to the mall, and dude, next thing you know, I'm like trying on this, I'm trying on that. And she's like laughing at me, and I'm like, what are you laughing at? And she's like, oh, I'm texting Adam that my mom didn't even want to come, and she's like having a good time. And I did have a good time trying on new clothes. And there's a party that one of my coworkers, she's having an end of summer party on her farm, and she's invited basically the whole unit, and Bob and I and my friend are going. She's like, bring guests, whatever. And I got an outfit for it. I got the cutest outfit. I'm excited. And I actually tried on clothes. I've been dying to try on a pair of Lululemons to see how much I like them. And yeah, I don't think, like, for me, I was like, I'm not blown away enough to spend almost $100 on a pair. So I didn't get any, but I've been dying to see how they look and feel. So I finally got to do that, because I don't find myself in a Lululemon ever. Like, ever. So, yeah, I did have a good time. We went and got a Starbucks. I never get coffee like that. These are kind of stuck together. So I'm trying to separate them. They're actually coming apart okay. Yeah, a lot of these are, let me see if I do the whole, put a tray on top of a tray thing. Give me some. So yeah, I went shopping, and I'm very excited about the new duvet cover I got, because I just had a pure white one, and I actually got one with like flowers and just design on it. And Bob's been begging me to order blackout curtains, so I actually got those too for our room. So I got a few things to decorate our room with. I'm excited about. So that's all coming this week, and I know he'll get the curtains up ASAP. See, I just haven't wanted to spend the money, and I guess it's kind of selfish, because I don't have a problem sleeping with the sunlight, and he's been asking me, and I'm like, I just feel like we keep being behind. So, yeah. Soju's diarrhea got me ordering everything. So, that's coming. Just need more. I'm trying to finish the square with you guys, but it's been slow goes. We're getting there. But I want to show you the whole square. There's that one. Didn't I just do pie? So I keep finding ones. Yeah, this is the one where they're a little stuck together. There we go. All right, let's do the @ sign. So it's so funny because I don't know why I have things to talk about. Like I really don't feel like my life is exciting or anything. Like, I don't know if I would say anything I talked about was exciting so much as is like, I guess there always does seem to be something happening, but I think that's everybody's life. Like, if you really think about it and you just talked about everything that happened in your days, it ends up feeling like a lot when you talk about it. You just kind of go through the motions to get through life. But yeah, it is a lot every day. Like, you don't realize. I think that's why people suffer from stress and they don't even know it, because it is a lot. You know, we're always going through a lot, but I think we're so used to going through a lot, we don't even look at it as a lot. But if you break it all down, man, life is hard. It's so weird. And I know I've said this before, I need a soft surface to sleep on. So I had like all these crazy dreams when I was sleeping on the sofa and the floor. And it was pretty bad because like when I was sleeping on the sofa, I did not bring a pillow out with me, so I had my head on like a bunched up blanket, and eventually my ear started to hurt. So this is so disgusting. In my dream, I had a dream that I was like cleaning my ears, and like I had like my worst nightmare. Like I think I died a couple times in my dream because I pulled out like a bug. Oh my God, guys. It's like freaking out. I woke up screaming like, ugh. And then I realized my ear was killing me because I was laying on this blanket, this bunched up blanket, and the pressure was like causing pain. And then when I was sleeping on the floor in my craft room, so one of my main exercises when I go to the gym it's called hip thrusts, because I was born with literally no ass. There are walls in this world that have more curves than my ass. And so I've been like super hyper focused on building glutes, and the best way to build glutes is by doing hip thrusts. And I've built some glutes, guys. I have. Like, I didn't think it was ever possible for my frame to do that, but I have done like I don't know, like thousands upon thousands of hip thrusts in the past 2 years. I mean, thousands. Like, let me see. Let me add this up. Let me see. 25, 35, 45, 55, 60. Wait a minute. I can't. Can I not diamond paint and add at the same time? Let's see, 25, 45, 55, 60, 72, 80, 90 hip thrusts, 90 plus, okay, first, what's 90 minus 25? Let me see, 90, 70, 65, 90 plus 65, so 155. 155 hip thrusts a week for, I don't know, like a year and a half? What is that? I don't have a calculator. My calculator's up there. So whatever that is, it's a lot. It's a lot. And very heavy. And anyway, so I have built some glutes in my dream because I was laying on my hip and my back, and so I started getting pain in my hip and my glutes. I dreamt that like I built glutes up, but like in the middle it was like pushed in. I'm like in my dream, I'm like looking at my glutes and I'm like, what the heck is this? I had like this major deformation because I was in so much pain laying there. Oh my gosh. There's just like the weirdest dreams from just being in pain. What did I just do? H. I think I just did H. Almost done, almost done. Let me see. We need this one. Let me see if I turn the light out. Yeah. I just wanted to see if, all right, almost done. We got this arrow. Oh, we're done the arrow. We're gonna end with the umbrellas. I gotta find this one little weird one though. It's like a circle with a squig, U. Almost looks like a musical note, but it's not. And there's only one of him. And then here's the umbrella. It's a gray 318. It's almost the same color as this tray. And then we are done this square, and we can see the first line together completed. I have a glue dot in my metal single placer here. All right, ready guys? Boom. That is so pretty. All right, let me get this. So this one, and this one, and this. Oh my goodness, look how gorgeous that is. Look how those ABs just shine. And yeah, you can see I just did the regular. Oh, I see some. See, I hate that. You see that? I gotta move those drills. I don't like it when I can see. I can actually see how the black lines underneath. All right, let's see. Did I fix it? Did I fix it? I fixed it mostly. I think I fixed it. But look at those leaves in this colorful background. So beautiful. All right, guys. First row down. I'm gonna post it on Instagram. that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up on the way out. And if you want to see more from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family and friends here at Kimbaskrafts. I would love to have you. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care. Keep diamond painting.